2-sum, the most classic and common problem in the world of interviews. Have you 2-sum yet? Alright, let's get started. Go. Alright, given an array of integers, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to a specific target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice, right? So let's take a look at examples. Just one example. So we have 2, 7, 11, and 15, and the target number is 9. So because the first element and the second element of the array, their sum is add up to 2 and 7, which is 9. So we got a result of 0 and 1 in the return array, which are the indices of 2 and 7. So pretty straightforward. So in a word, we just need to find two numbers from that array whose sum is a target number. Okay, so now first of all, we can come up with a very naive solution. Well, I wouldn't say naive because that wouldn't be fair for beginners, but a very straightforward for people who have very little programming experience. So we would go through, first of all, what we would do, a naive solution would be, we will start from every element and then have a scan through the rest of the array, and then try to see if the sum of the current element and the element you're scanning through is equal to 9. So for example, in this case, we start from 2, and then we're going to scan through 7, 11, and 15. And then we're going to start from 7, and then we're going to scan 11 and 15. And we'll start from 11, we're going to have 15, and then for 15, we only have one number, so we don't scan it. Now, so the time that it takes is, for example, we can take a look at 2. It takes, let me make sure I have time to finish the code. Okay, so we have 3, so this is, we got it 3 times, and then we got it 2, so, and this is 1. So the overall algorithm is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus blah 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 all the way to the n. So eventually that's n squared. So that's not very good, obviously, if you interview with Google or whatever companies that pay you $200K per year. They wouldn't be happy with this solution. So if you do it with HashMap, let me see, how do we make this solution better? So I think we can use a solution with, we can use a API called HashMap in Java. So we can improve improve the time complexity to n, and but however we need space. So time is big over n, and then we need some space because of the hash map we use is big over n. So this is not, so without further ado, I think we should write code, because I spent too much time explaining the naive solution, the brute force solution. So I'll write code while I explain this optimized solution. Okay. So first of all, we need a hash map. So why do we need this hash map? So we need an integer. So this is to see, I can't do multitasking. This is too much for me. I can't code and talk at the same time because this is too much brain power for me. So if you have this hash map, this is going to keep track of the difference between the current number you are going through, between the current number you're at. Well, this is to keep track of the difference between the difference of the current number you're at and the target number. Because in the future, when we scan through ladder elements, we want to know if that's the difference that we wanted when we scanned through another element earlier. Now, this is going to be length, all right, and n++. Okay, so now first of all, we are going to check if the difference is contained in the. So first of all, we will need to have the difference is target minus numbers I. So if the map contains key, so if we have this difference, then okay, oh, perfect, this is what we want. So if it contains key, then we will just directly return the result, which is the current index. Well, actually, we'll order it. So map.get diff, and then we need the index, right? And if it's not, actually we can save this curly braces so that we have less lines. We have fewer lines. Now, so if not, then what do? We put a new element, which is the key is the difference of target and the current number. And we're going to save the index. And then we will move on to the next number. So, well, if it doesn't have anything, then we'll just return null, because we can't find anything. So I think that's it. So let's do it with some examples. Now, so okay, I don't think I need this anymore. Now we have 2, 7, and 11, and 5. Okay, I don't think this is a good example. I will put, for example, I'll put 8 here. How about that? Okay, so I'll put 2. So now we're gonna start from 2, and the difference between, so the target number is 9, still 9. Well, how about 13? How about 13? Let's make it change. The target is 13, right? So we know that 2 and 11 is what we want, right? Okay, make sure I have time to bullshit. Now, I apologize for all the curse words that I said. Okay. I think my channel should be rated R or instead. Alright, anyways, where was I? Yep, so we're going to start from 2, and then the difference of a target and 2 is is 11. Okay, so well, the map doesn't contain 11 right now because right now I need some water. This is not water. Okay. All right. So because it's 11, but right now, the So, but right now the problem is the map is empty. So we're gonna put in the map. We will have 11 and the indexes of and the index of 0. Okay. And then now we're gonna go through 8. So 8, the difference between 8 and 13 is 5. Alright? So 5, okay, 5 it doesn't contain anything. 5, we don't have 5 in the hash map. So we have 5 and 1. Okay? So, and then we move on to 7. And then 7 is, so 7, the difference between 7 and 11 and 13 is 6. Is that 6? Okay, yeah. We don't have 6 either, so we have 6 and 2. Now we move on to the next one. Now we move on to 11. Now the 11, the difference between 11 and 13 is 2. So 2 happen to be the one that we need. Oh wait, actually, I feel like it's not the difference. I feel like it's I need to change something. Sorry, I make some mistake. So it's the difference of if contains. So we should put number instead of the. Yep. So I apologize for the algorithm. So this should be 2, and then this should be 8. Yeah. Okay. So difference, if this contains key is different, then we will put the index and the current index. Okay. So this is going to be 8, and this is going to be 7. And when we move on to 11, the difference between 11 and 13 is 2. And then 2 we got, okay, this is what we have. 2 and the index is 0. And then we will return the current index. So 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 4. So it will return 0 and 4. Okay. I can't believe I made a mistake. This is. So you should put. So instead, I feel like I should highlight this. So you should put. I missed this step. Okay. Never mind. I'll do that later. So yeah. So right now it should be good. Let's put this. Okay, we have 1 minute left. 1, 2, oh, 0, 3. Okay, so let's submit it. Let's hope this will pass. No, accept it. Okay, yeah. So that's it. I think we have 14 minutes reset. Yep, I think so. I think the one place that you can easily miss is here. So and also right, that's the place I missed, because at first I thought it was difference. We should put difference, but like that doesn't make sense, because why would we put the difference into the key while we can't even look up the we can't even look up the difference later. So because we need to look up the difference because we look up the difference, that's why we need to put all the previous number that we have iterated through, that we have scanned through as keys. Okay, this is a very simple question and I messed it up. I apologize. shouldn't be this shouldn't be happening. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy coding.